Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another breaking crypto news episode. Gary Gensler was just sworn into office today. Yes, it has already happened pretty quickly if I'm gonna be honest about that, but now we can really ask ourselves, what does this mean? What will he do? Will he ultimately be positive for XRP/the XRP price? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I got for you guys today with the start and help of a really interesting video here where Gary basically talks about what he thinks on Ethereum. And the reason that is important is because, well, Ethereum and Bitcoin were decided behind closed doors. We all know that. But Ethereum in the past had a crowdfunding. We all knew that. However, since they had that in the past and they were clearly a security following our opinion, they still now are considered not to be a security. Why is that? Well, let's quickly hear what he has to say about the situation, as I think it is pretty damn freaking interesting.
In my mind, suggests that most, maybe not all, but most initial coin offerings are securities. Because they're investment contracts where there is an exchange of money, there's a common enterprise. You're relying on somebody else's expertise for profits. And this is why I've earlier this year said I think that most of them are. I think Ether, when it was done in 2014, would pass this test. When I say pass, it means it's a security. Now, subsequently, the SEC has said by 2018 it's decentralized enough, and they've sort of said, we'll let it go the other way. Ethereum.
Okay, so he's already said it now once. There's multiple occasions, however, in which he has said this, but think about it. He has basically now said Ethereum was a security, but the Securities and Exchange Commission, which stands for SEC, has decided that it's not. And then comes the question, why, what, how, all of that. In the end, though, I think what matters is he knows the system, and he's either going to change Ethereum back, or try to, from being a non-security to a security, or he's going to notice, okay, you know what? Things that have happened in the past, they have now, for Ethereum and Bitcoin, considered to be irrelevant. So, I mean, if as of one point they're decentralized enough, which we'll talk about in just a second as well, then it's good they're not a security anymore. And if that is the rulebook that they're going to keep, because right now, mind you, the Bitcoin and Ethereum rulebooks are not made public. If that, however, that rule which we just made, if that is the one they're going to go by, XRP is not going to be classified as a security, which means Ripple wins, which means, again, huge profits. But then again, let's just quickly listen to the rest.
Ethereum started with a pre-sale and an ICO, which we'll be talking about 72 million Ethereum. Vitalik wanted to raise money. He was maybe 19 years old. He looped in with a venture capitalist from Canada, Joe Lubin, who now runs Consensus. Lubin took about 10% or 9.5% of the offering. They put 9.5% in a foundation called the Ethereum Foundation, and the other 80% was sold to the public for $18 million. We'll talk later in the semester as to whether that was really a securities offering. I publicly said I think so, but that was in 2014, and in 2018, the Securities and Exchange Commission has said, regardless of what it might have been in 14, it's now sufficiently decentralized that we'll consider it not a security. But in essence, they raised $18 million, and we're off to the race.
But then again, it does make you wonder. He is really saying, yeah, but in essence, so that does make you wonder, like, is he eventually going to come back to this verdict and be like, in essence, it was, so it still should be, because why not? Or is he also going to be like, well, in essence, we decided that once, so let's stick with this rule book, because why would you have unclear rules? It would be really crazy and strange if you just keep going left to right, left to right, left to right. At least, in my opinion, it would be. And the fun fact is, Mike Novogratz said earlier, Gensler made his thoughts on Bitcoin and Ethereum clear many times, including his MIT lectures, which are online. Go watch the video, Stop Seeing Ghosts. You will sleep AD, trade better. He also made his thoughts pretty clear on XP. Don't shoot the messenger. And that is a response to his earlier comment, in which he says, guys, I'm not the SEC. I did not bring a lawsuit against Ripple. In fact, I'm a large shareholder of Ripple since day one. The SEC has already said Ethereum is not a security, which is not the truth, though. and it wouldn't matter. The SEC has already said Ethereum is not a security. Actually, the SEC has done this behind closed doors. They've actually never publicly stated Ethereum is not a security. And if they have, that really didn't make any relevance. Why? Well, if we go back to this little video here at the end, Mr. Bliss says, so I want to make clear, this is again a lawyer, I believe from the SEC, I believe so, I believe an attorney from the SEC side. So I want to make clear that this is my understanding of the current situation, and I don't want to be overly technical, but the SEC itself, my understanding, it has not taken an official position. There is no action that it took to say Bitcoin is not a security, Ether is not a security. Now, there was a speech by a high-ranking person who said that to him, that's what it looked like, but there has been no action letter, no enforcement action, none of the official ways in which the SEC takes a position on that matter that has occurred. What I understand defendants to be referencing in the speech by Mr. Hinman, which is not an official statement of the Securities and Exchange Commission itself. And the court said, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. You know, this kind of goes two sides. One, it's like Gary Gensler. Is he now referring to, Mr. Hinman's speech in which he said Ethereum and Bitcoin are not securities, or is he actually referring to as well the paper which was written a little bit later? We're not going to find out because we don't know the exact date of this video and we don't know the exact date of William Hinman's speech, but it does make you wonder about everything. And if you read the bottom here, you'll notice Gary Gensler's biggest issue with XRP is the large holdings of Ripple. But then again, I've thought about it for a really good while. In the end, large holdings of one company really don't verify, whatever, the rules that she's basically set for himself. Let's quickly refresh here because it's not loading for some reason. If we quickly refresh, you'll see here the test, right? If you go over this one, is it an investment of money or assets? Is the investment in a common enterprise? Is there a reasonable expectation of profits? Is it relying on the efforts of a promoter or others? Again, this last part, obviously, you can all kind of deduce that it's not necessarily the case. Is there an expectation of profits? Well, this depends as well. The expectation of profit should come from the enterprise then that we're talking about here. In this case, in this sense, there's no expectation of profit by Ripple themselves. I know you're investing in a common enterprise, I guess in this case that is XRP. It's not part of Ripple necessarily, but it is something we're all investing in the same thing in. But I think that's also, again, not going to come over. But then again, it does make you wonder, where does this talk about Ripple's share of XRP holdings? Like, where is that the case? You know, because Ripple has a lot of XRP, that really doesn't verify anything. And the end of things, guys, I think this man will definitely set the SEC straight, regardless on whether his stance on XP is positive or negative. At least he'll fix some, in my opinion, of this just BS that's been going on in the freaking SEC. Some of this corruption, even though some of you guys might not want to call it that way, I at least call it that way. So there you go. Guys, by the way, we hit 95K subs, but we want to hit 100,000 in like, I don't know, a couple weeks, couple months, I don't know. Make sure you press that freaking subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And if you are enjoying the daily crypto news, only then should you press the like button. But it also helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Then, I just saw this one. I wanted to share it here. What? Crypto said Bitcoin will hit 100,000 before it hits 200,000. Both will happen in 2021. But I mean, it's, yeah, guys, XRP will hit $1 before it hits $2. Duh. I don't really know why people like this or why he even tweeted this out. I think it's really stupid, but then again, whatever, right? Whatever. Let's just keep it like that. Also, this is my preferred platform for trading right now, Bybit. A link is down below. It's just the one I'm using right now to trade XRP primarily, as you guys now, I think, know. Then I saw this article, wanted to talk to you guys about it. How to spend your Bitcoin. Well, I would more so ask you guys how to spend your XRP, but mostly just, would you spend it? To be honest, I don't think it's really that smart to even look at these articles or even think about it, because I would kind of believe every dollar of crypto you're spending right now is, for example, 10 future dollars. Think back into the kind of Bitcoin pizza guy of, when was that, 2011 or something like that? Where the couple dollars, $20 you spent then, right now are hundreds of millions of dollars. If you think about it from that perspective, well, okay, your $20 might not turn into hundreds of millions again, but it could turn out to be tens or even maybe even hundreds of thousands. So I would just really consider spending crypto or just keeping it as an investment where, again, an investment is not supposed to be used like a currency in this sense. You might think, oh, but it's cryptocurrency, I want to use it. Okay, but there's so much expectation of profit in our community, basically, where we are all expecting crypto to go up over longer term, that I think we're basically just wasting money. Depending on what you buy, of course, if you're buying a different crypto, if you're buying a different investment, go right on forward. But if you're buying, for example, something which will deteriorate or go down in money, yeah, might not be the best thing. But again, that's just my pure own opinion, not financial advice, as you obviously can tell. Then JC Collins posted, the XRP community tearing itself apart, and XRP hasn't broken $2 yet. Imagine what people are going to be like at 10, 20. By $50, many will have sold off their positions. By $100, a small single-digit percentage remains. After that, it's all institutional with hardcore retail holdouts. To be honest, I really agree with this on a certain degree. I would say by $50, a lot of the people will have actually exited the space, for example, getting their money and just being done. For example, a lot of people would have made $1 million and they're going to be happy with that. Then again, I think also that a lot of people will be, once we're at $50, being like, oh, I need to get in, don't I? I need to, because I could have gotten in at $1, but it was too late now. It's basically the same type of stuff we're seeing right now, where people, for example, want to get into Doge at 35 cents, into Vichin at 25 cents, like basically at these huge prices, because they're like, oh, it's going up, right? I need to get in. The same thing will happen for XRP again. A lot of the old holders, same thing like you're seeing with Bitcoin right now, where people who've held in 2010 up to now are maybe, selling a couple $1 million worth of profit because, hey, they're making money. That's again right now, even when a lot of the guys are finally getting into it. And this is, let's say this is going to happen in like 5 years, for example, 3 years, 1 year, who knows? That's again another moment from which the guys will most likely start to really, once more, adopt it from. It's like, it's not already mainly adopted at points like that. It's most likely when a lot of people are going to be hoarding in again. I don't think $50 is a really high target for XRP, but I do also consider the amount of hype and sheer positivity once we get to those points. And I am kind of waiting for another huge surge here, depending, of course, on what Bitcoin is going to do, as that will get so many people hyped up again. So many crazy things will be flying throughout the crypto space here. It will be so crazy that I'm just kind of waiting here for what we're going to be finding out. And hopefully the CTO tells the public to sell, doesn't tell the public to sell when it hasn't even reached previous all-time high. It's basically, again, referring to David Schwartz, who said, be careful with your crypto holdings, which a lot of us think might have actually sparked up a selling wave because he is a really influential individual. He's a massive early contributor to cryptocurrency. Some people even believe he's Satoshi Nakamoto. He's made kind of patents and stuff like that for decentralized things before freaking the 2000s. I think it's like 1980 something, maybe 1986 or maybe 1992, something like that. Some really long time ago. And he's also been an early contributor to Bitcoin. He's a co-creator of the XP Ledger. This guy knows what he's talking about. And him saying, again, be careful with your crypto, yeah, that's something you don't want to hear, especially when things are doing good. So a lot of people are really in on that one, but then again, he did what he felt was good. He didn't tell anyone to sell. He did tell you, however, to be careful with your money. But then again, I think it was a nice thing though. He just said, don't be afraid to take profits. And then XRP price prediction, not mine, somebody else's. XRP USD embarks on an amazing upstride move as price trades to test a high level of $2 resistance. To be honest, guys, so many people saying, Dusty, should we panic? Dusty, should we panic? Dusty, should we panic? All I can say is look at this. This is a weekly chart for XRP. If you think this looks bearish, if you think this looks sad, if you think this looks scary, we're on the wrong side of things. Even for example, RSI, you cannot use this as an argument to me. You might be able to say, Dusty, we might go a little bit down from here. We're going to maybe get RSI back in. Let's trade right now. Go short, for example, maybe on buy, but I don't know. You could attempt it. And then again, that's again, maybe shorting it somewhere here. It could be that you shorted it, for example, right at the bottom here, right? You would have literally lost all your money throughout the next couple of days. Would you have been correct somewhere? Yes. But then again, you don't know that for sure because, for example, RSI didn't hit as high right here. And again, RSI, as if the price just keeps going up but slightly, it will just come back down gradually, as you will see. And again, it doesn't necessarily reflect the top of the top because this was in November of 2020 and the XRP price hit at maximum 78 cents on here, but mostly on average about 65 or so cents. Right now, we're basically getting the $1.50, $1.60 range. And once more, you got to kind of look at this from the bigger perspective. We have gained such a huge amount over the last couple of weeks. It is insane. No news articles are being written about XRP. Not that much attention is being given to it because they are more so focused on Doge, more so focused on Bitcoin, more so focused on Ethereum. But this coin is picking back up the pace, even though they're being sued. And I still believe as more positive things from this lawsuit are going to be coming out, that XRP is still going to increase. It's just kind of a waiting game right now. You just have to be patient, in my opinion, as there's just so much negativity going on, so much doubt. And I think a lot of these coins like the dog coins and whatnot that pumped just now are just adding to this. The pump and dumps are real. The hype is going insane right now. People are getting afraid. People are just putting things left, right. It might cost you a lot of money, might make you a lot of money. But be careful with all of that stuff. Just quickly letting you guys know. So yeah, breaking news on the Gary Gensler department. I think is going to be bullish, as I do think this lawsuit will be fixed anyway in a positive sense. And I think he can just add a proper framework to crypto, hopefully, which could be good, or guide the SEC to just make the stuff public that we wanted. Just make the stuff public, not make it behind closed doors like it is right now, which is a little bit strange. So yeah, that was my thoughts on the situation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto update.